guys, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in to Shop Talk Radio 2020. I am back. We are back doing Series 1A with Seme.
Hi, everybody.
Did I just say her government name?
That's okay.
Yeah. Seme is here with me today, and we're going to continue what we were talking about the last show. And it's very interesting. It touches home. It's real life. And Seme, go ahead and tell the people hello.
Yes, hi everybody. Thank you for coming back and joining us. And if it's your first time, welcome, welcome. We have a wonderful show in store for you all today. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yes. So we were talking on the last show, and she gave a little bit about her past, her childhood, her experiences, her trauma. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the traumatic experiences that she touched bases on, and I would just want to know, like, not having a father figure in the home. Did you have a father figure in the home, or was the father an absentee father?
My father was absent. My father left the home when I was around 3 years old. And from there, he was not in the home. He left and never looked back.
Oh wow, that's a sad statement, and it happens more than you know. It happens too much, too often. And not having a father in the home, you're not alone. That's why I say, your topic and what we're talking about, it touches home. So sometimes it may relate, not putting myself in there, but to me, because it's life, you know what I mean? And you're not alone. There's a whole lot of single, fatherless children, out there.
Yeah,
so
and definitely
tell the people, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say definitely, and now we know that more than ever. And I think what just made it more hard to deal with was, it's one thing to co-parent. Sometimes relationships don't work out. But my father walked out the door, never looked back, never called, moved to a whole other state. He just left the family of 7 kids and his wife high and dry. Like, it's really diabolical, high and dry for another woman, and never even called to say happy birthday. It's just, he fell off the map.
Wow, that's
still alive.
And never look back, never called the children. What do you think a man is thinking when he does something like that? What do you think men who leave their children and their families high and dry, what do you think they're thinking?
Well, I can say from his standpoint and another current situation that I'm aware of, they're very similar. Both men are and were acting out of fear. And in both cases, I'm talking about these 2 cases I can speak on, they didn't have a father present in their home. They had abuse, either drug abuse or physical abuse going on in the home when they were children.
Right.
And or father died when they were young. So there's that trauma, and there's that not knowing how to father. And then at the sign of any type of stress within the household, in my father's case, they had situations going on that I'm still not privy to 100%. And then the case that I'm referring to, that I know of a friend whose husband just walked out on his kids and wife, they're just over the stress. They can't handle the stress, and they're not receiving mental health help. It's something that's so taboo in our culture to go talk to a therapist. It's like unheard of. They'll run to the church sometimes,
right?
But they won't go to a professional that can really help you through that.
Right. So the funny thing that I don't get, right? So when these men decide to run and leave their families and their children, and they run to another woman and her family and take care of their children.
Exactly. In my father's case, that's exactly what he did.
It doesn't really make sense. It's a selfish move.
Very selfish.
So, being that you experienced that, what impact do you think it caused on you as a young woman, young girl growing up into a young woman,
Okay, well, it played several parts. So when I was young, and I can remember this as if it happened yesterday, growing up 6, 7, 8, 9, the youngest in a very large household without a dad, and having friends. You'll look out the window, you'll see dad coming home from work. I'll never forget this one pivotal moment. My friends, they were really close friends of mine. I was about 9. Their dad came home from work with gifts or whatever, and they jumped into his arms. It was like something out of a movie, and I just remember feeling an immense, deep sadness. Like, where's my dad? Like, wait a minute, where is daddy? And it was just chaotic. And what that did for me, I didn't have that covering that like I have now for my children. I'm so grateful to God that my children have that, that 2-parent household that's strong. Because you can have a 2-parent household that's volatile.
Right.
And parents could be going at it.
Yeah.
But so what it did for me, I grew up really looking for love in all the wrong places. It's so true. I always wanted that fatherly role. I was like attracted to older men. Like I just had an attraction in my mind. Like I'm talking about older men. Like, and really I didn't know what that was, but it's really, I'm looking for dad.
Wow.
I'm looking for daddy. So I would actually connect more with older men, even on a friendship level, and not guys my age. They were just more like
for
brothers.
Like validation from a man, like a father role.
Yes.
And you know the thing about that is it for each individual that's going through an absentee father who's experiencing that will be different. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you were looking for, the father figure in a sense. You know what I mean? And the figure was an older man because that's what that's what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
And for so like my experience, just to give like a, what people are going through, it made me have a non-liking for men. Like, so I developed, I'm not going to say hate, but just was angry.
Yeah.
So I gave men like a very hard time, or boys, you know what I mean? It was always a challenge.
I understand.
You know what I mean? So I didn't look for the father figure, but I wasn't going to be treated a certain way. You know what I mean? So it really affects when the father's not in the home. It affects the boy and the girl in different ways, many different ways.
Yes, it does. It has different implications, just like you said. My experience brought on one thing, your experience brought on another. But at the core of it, it created a feeling in us, a distrust. And that just goes on, and it can grow into your adulthood. So it also had implications into my adult life too. So that was just a snapshot of me as a little girl, feeling all alone, not having daddy's arms to go into. And then here I am in my 20s and 30s navigating life, and it plays a problem in your relationships, even friendships.
What about, I was gonna say, what into your friendships? How did that work for you?
Well, that's where, when it comes to my dad, that's kind of where it stopped. I just became numb. And I did reach out to him when I was a little older, wanting to connect with him. I did get a chance to meet him and see him, but there was nothing there. He has, being away from your kids for 20-something years, you're not going to have feelings for them. And I saw that, and I just backed away and just buried that. Like, I don't have any pain or hard feelings towards him, because at the end of the day, he left, yes. He abandoned us, yes. But he hasn't been causing any more pain to my life.
Right. So you nipped it. You nipped it.
I nipped it. I just cut that off so you can't hurt me anymore. And then, I was left with the trauma of things that went on in my childhood, and then the trauma of dealing with broken relationships in my family and friend life. It's just constant traumatic experiences that just dominate your life.
Mm-hmm. Do you think, within your marriage, that he helped with some of the things that you have dealt with? Like, do you think it came up and he kind of helped with that?
Oh, yes. So definitely. And so when I first met my husband, he's 2 years older than me, but he's more of like an old soul. So he has that older swag to him that
what you always wanted.
Yeah, he's 2 years older than me, but in my mind, he comes across as 10 years older mentally. He's just so wise beyond his years. And let me tell you, he has helped me navigate so much. He's almost like my in-home therapist in a way.
That's a blessing.
And that's his calling. I told him, that's your calling. You in the wrong, and he knows it, but that's his calling to be a counselor. But he has stayed with me through a lot of my hard times. Think about it. I've gone through postpartum depression. I've gone through serious depression. I've gone through crying spells, the regular drama with your family because you just want to keep them in your business. And that's something that they don't talk about that you really shouldn't do. He's been through all of that, and he's been understanding. Have we had clashes, him and I, with a lot of different instances? Yes, because there was a time I didn't want to hear what he had to say. I didn't want to hear there it is, there's your answer. I wasn't used to a father in the home telling me what to do.
Right.
Not saying that he would be telling me what to do, but when he had advice or I think you should do this while sitting, it's like, no, I'm my own woman.
Right. You fought against that because you're not used to it.
I wasn't used to it. So that's where we clashed for years because it would be something. I'll give you an example. This is the most recent example. And after this, I listened to him. Literally today, he told me that I shouldn't go a place. And I was like, you're right. Because in last summer, I wanted to go to a family function because I just got back from being overseas. And I really wanted to go to this family function. And I had already went to one. And at that particular one, someone kind of started to argue with, a cousin started an argument with me, but nothing happened. And I wanted to go to another family function with the same people the next month. And he said, I don't think you should go. He said, I don't think you should go. What if something happens? And this is where I wanted to go to that wedding.
And did you listen?
I didn't listen. He told me, babe, I have a feeling something's going to happen and I'm not there to protect you. I said, this is my family. Nothing's going to happen. I'm like, what could happen? It's a wedding. My cousin's getting married. I'm singing at her wedding. Like, I thought he was like pushing boundaries. And I said, I said, this is where it stopped. This is my family. I'm going. And he's like, okay.
So you learned, it just takes time. It takes time to break.
Yeah.
It takes time to break habits. You know what I mean? So now you learn to listen to him because he's right.
Ooh, yeah, God used that opportunity to show me, because when it was all said and done, we know what happened. My sister showed up at the wedding to attack me, and cousins, everybody covered it up. No one said anything to the police. So the police was like, look, no one's talking. I know she fought you. We believe you, but nobody's saying a word. I'm looking around like, wow. So when it was all said and done and I got back, I said, babe, wow, God really showed me that you're my covering. When we said vows, you are my covering here on earth. It's God at the top, is you, and then it's me. We're outside. And I should have listened. And he said, babe, it's okay. Like it wasn't like I told you so, but it was a learning moment for both of us.
Right. That's called growth.
Yeah.
That's called growth. So what can you tell? What would you tell? Like, because it's people whoever's listening, I'm quite sure they have experienced something in their lives about like what we're discussing. Like what could you say to someone to help them like make like life decisions on what we're talking?
Well, first and foremost, if at that moment, in October, I wasn't really in my walk where I am now. Now, if there's something, if we have the same conversation now, I will say, babe, you're right, and I'll pray about it. If I really want to go there, if I really want to do it, I'll pray about it, but I'll say, okay, babe, just today. So what you should do, you should pray about it. Back then, in October, I wanted to go to that wedding. Honestly, I wanted to be around family. It was good attentions. I wanted to be around cousins I haven't seen forever. And I wanted to drink. I wanted to just have a no mommy weekend.
Have fun. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's not like we were going somewhere crazy. It was going to be a wedding, and I was going to stay at a hotel, just a road trip. It sounds fun. But now I would just tell people, like, really think about it. Like, think about if someone really cares about you, they have your best interest. My husband has my best interest. He would give his life for me, and I care about him too. So I should already know, after being with him for 14 plus years, that he's not telling me no for any other reason but for my best, for my protection. So you have to analyze who's talking to you, who's telling you these things. Like, analyze that. Do they have my best interest? Are they being shady? Or are they doing this out of love and protection for me?
Yeah, because people are not honest and truthful. You know, people are out to hurt others. You know, hurt people.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, we were talking about like expressing yourself, like as a child. Not being able to share your true feelings and speak up. And it's a lot of young girls, a lot of young boys that are living that true life right now, today, on speaking up and being able to, you know, say what you need to say.
Absolutely.
How did you break that?
I recently broke it, and I can't believe it.
Recently?
I recently broke it. Think about it. I'm telling you, all my life, I never spoke up. Me not being able to speak up in the house, like, what happens in the house stays in the house. Let me find out y'all telling something, you know, it's going to be your, you know what. That fear, like, it worked. I literally went silent forever. The only thing I did was talk to my friends, talk at school, sing later on. There was no talking of what's going on in the family. And there was no talking to your mom. For example, like, Mom, I don't appreciate, you know, you slapped me in the face today. There was none of that. It's just hold it in. I got slapped in the face, you know, for nothing. Or it's holding all that trauma in for years.
Right.
That gave me, it kills you inside. You're dying slowly. Right.
And you're not being able to be the person that you truly are, you know.
Yes.
So they're that's that old school raising. That's that old school raising. Because I was raised the same way. Like, what stays in my house, you know. And I kind of do that today. Like, I would say, like, listen, but it's true though. It's true. Like, you don't go out. So you have some kids that go running and blabbing and telling everything. Now you can't do that. You know what I mean? So that's what it means. But it was taken too far back. It was taken too far. You couldn't say nothing. You better not look. You better look straight.
Exactly.
You know? So, like, what's like how the kids are being raised today is a lot different. Like, it's the different generation from back then to now.
Yes.
That wouldn't even work.
Wow. Yes. And I'm telling you, it's just been a new life. I feel like I'm a new person, a better person than ever. I didn't even know I needed this. And that's why I know it wasn't by my own strength. It wasn't by my own strength, because if it was, I would have done this a long time ago. I've been going through these issues with the same people for years. We were like broken records. So
you're just breaking the chain.
I broke it.
You're literally breaking the chain, and you're gonna grow from it by expressing it.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. And you know, your abusers, people that have been bullying you. So some of my family members were my first bullies, and it is what it is. It's the truth. They were my first bullies, because I'm going to school being bullied, but I'm being bullied before I leave home.
Right.
You know, I'm a child in elementary, and you're telling me I'm fat, I'm this, I'm ugly. That's bullying. So when I got to school and it happened, it's like, oh well.
You're used to it.
I'm used to it, but it's still hurting you inside. And
how do you think you didn't pick up those bad habits?
It's just not in me. It's not in my heart. It's not in my heart to be a bully. It's not in my heart. I was just more of the friendly person that will just come to you and befriend you. Befriend the kid that's all alone in the lunchroom or all alone in the courtyard. I was that person that would be with the awkward kids. We would be together. The castaways, whatever you want to call us, that's what we were. And we were safe when we were together. You know, we weren't in the cool cliques, and I could care less about that. Yes, there were some times I wanted to be with the cheerleaders, like, what would that be like? But then again, not really, because the personalities weren't going to work. Because then I would have to have become someone else, become, you know, a bully myself, or become conceited. And I just never wanted to be that.
And it looks like it helped you in the long run. not becoming them.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm not going to let people change me. And because I'm speaking out and just sharing some of this, there are people from the past that are trying to come in and trying to gaslight me and make me feel that I'm wrong for what I'm doing. No, I'm not wrong. You're wrong for what you're doing. Because I wouldn't be having anything to speak about if you weren't enacting these behaviors upon me.
Right.
Because it's not so much that I'm speaking about all that I went through as a little girl. Yes, I have to bring some of that up. I need to. But these things were still happening in 2024, 2025. And they're pretending like I need to get over it. No, you need to stop what you're doing.
Right. Because it's happening in, like you say, right now today with little girls, little boys, being mistreated, in their household and stuff. So this will help someone, like,
yes,
not holding on to trauma and the pain.
Yes.
Because if you holding on to pain and trauma in your heart will, cause you to be somebody who you're not, and cause other things for you to allow people to mistreat you,
Absolutely, Joni. Because for so many years I couldn't be myself. I was trying to break through. I was being who I could be, but at the end of the day, how can I be myself around family members where I know that they're mistreating me? I know they don't like me. And every time that I'm trying to just be me, a comment is being made, a shady comment. But I'm smart, so I can look around the room, and you don't do this to everyone else. My mom put me down after I graduated, because remember, she told me I wouldn't be anybody. You're never gonna go to college, you're never gonna be nothing. And I did go to college. And after I got my college degree, I wasn't trying to throw it in her face, but she was getting on me about, I was a new mom, I had a newborn baby. She was getting on me about not helping out with one of her daughters. And I said, Mom, I'm a new mom. Like,
right.
I said, weren't you the one that told me I wouldn't even get a degree? And then her answer was, well, you didn't get a master's. And it's like, at that point, it's like, there's nothing I could do to please this woman.
Right.
Because at that point, no one in my family except one sister and I, they didn't even finish high school. So I know you're not putting them down like you're putting me down.
Right.
So it's just like, and then my mom would just make me feel like I'm going crazy. I'd say, Mom, you don't put anyone else down but me. What is it about me that you don't like? You're just crazy. Everything's fine. That will make you crazy.
No answer. No answer. You didn't get no answer about nothing. Right.
No resolution. Just gaslighting. That's what gaslighting is.
Right. It is gaslighting. What do you think, like, the trauma that, because it's been like our communities of people, right?
Yeah, Lord, help us.
Decades of the same behavior pattern. You know what I mean? The same behavior pattern has not changed.
It just keeps on evolving.
In the worst way.
And you're right, Joni. I've done research on this, and I know people hear it, they don't want to believe it. You need to believe it, that we were taught since slavery to beat, to abuse, to break our communities down. They systematically taught us this, and then slavery ended, and they put those Jim Crow laws on us that kept us down even further. We made it through that because we're such a strong people. We made it through that, and then they put crack cocaine in our neighborhoods. They try everything to bring our families down and break us up. And we still continue to rise.
And we still rise, but for some reason we still can't break some of that.
We can't break that, because what they did.
Them family traumas and family issues.
It's in the bloodline. It goes through our bloodline. The trauma literally goes in your DNA, and it gets passed on. But I'm breaking the cycle, even if it's in my DNA. The abuse that I've had, even outside of my family, sexual abuse, that I'm just talking about for the first time. I'm starting to get that out with my therapist. Sexual abuse so many times throughout my life. It's trauma.
It's ongoing. It's ongoing. So I just don't know, like, and it seems like it's getting worse in the worst way, like really evil, and oh my God, the things that's happening to people in our community is
horrible. The little girls.
the little girls that are being abused and running away, and things are happening to them, running away to the streets. That's not what you really want to do, because the streets are not promising. The streets are worse, you know.
Yeah, no happy child is just gonna run away. I wanted to run away so many times, but I was so scared. I honestly didn't know where to run away to. But these girls are running away from some serious trauma in their house.
Yeah.
You know, they're not problem kids. Something's happening to them.
Right. I just really wish and hope and pray, like prayer, you know, that we change as a community of people, because I am just so sick of the things that I'm seeing, like, oh my God, on social media is just nothing but negative. We're doing great as a people, I must say. We are thriving. We are thriving, and we are doing, and we are working, and we are making money, and we are educated. And we are talented. We have a lot of points, you know, in our community. But we need to come together. You know what I'm saying? We need to protect each other. There's no way that I can see something happening in front of me and not just watch.
Joni, that's what I'm saying. It starts at home. We need to come together.
We need to come together.
We used to be a tight-knit community, like Black people, where it takes a village to raise a family.
Yeah.
Where you could go next door, your neighbor, you could trust your neighbor to keep your kids. And now I don't trust anybody.
You can't trust anybody. We got to get that back. We got to get that back, people.
And we can.
And we need to start now. This is the time right now. These 4 years that the America is crumbling, because it's not doing really well. But this is the time for us to, you know, connect as a people, love one another, pray with each other. You know what I mean? Be you know, just do. You entering again?
Yes. Sorry. Because something's wrong with my phone. Something's going on with my phone.
Enter again.
So I have to go on my computer.
This meeting is being recorded.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So is the other one going to drop?
Yes.
Oh. Well, at least you knew what to do.
I had to figure it out because something's wrong with the phone.
You did that slick, but I saw it. I was like, okay. But yeah, just you know, I think we got like maybe a few more minutes, but we need to stop. I'm so tired of seeing, you know, scrolling if I'm on, you know, checking my business and stuff, and seeing fights. We just fighting, and we ripping out each other's hair and just fighting. And what's wrong with y'all?
It's disheartening to see.
Oh, and then my God, we look like animals.
It's horrible. It's really horrible. And then you see the brothers killing brothers, and
oh my goodness,
it's so rampant, and it's really unfortunate. You know, we already have the cops on our backs, messing with our children, and we're on each other's backs too.
Right, we got to stop it. You know, we need to build our village and our soldiers and get united. You know what I mean? And stop fighting each other, ladies. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I don't want my hair pulled out. What? Oh my goodness. And black eyes, and you know, they're trying to kill each other. Like, why? Why the hate amongst each other when they already we hate it. We are the most hated race
on the planet,
the whole entire world, all around the world. So being black in yourself, you mean to tell me you're gonna hate your own people?
And Joni, it's so unfortunate that sometimes we can't stick together. Sometimes, you know, you run into women. I'm sure you experience this too. Your business women, you think that y'all couldn't have this camaraderie, and the next thing you know, they're giving you all types of crazy energy. And it's like, I'm just trying to live.
It's unnecessary. Why?
Not for all of us.
Right. Yeah, it's unnecessary. We got to do better, people. We just wanted to come on and just, you know, touch bases on what we talked about before, and then we're just gonna keep going with it, and hopefully this helps someone that is struggling in their household or with an individual, your loved one, in your relationship. Like communicate. If you have to, get out. You know, don't stay and be abused. You know, look for help.
Yeah, look for help. Don't stay. Get out. Wish them well if you must. It's not going to be easy, but you need to get out and save yourself. It's okay to choose yourself. That's not a selfish thing. You have to choose yourself first.
Yeah, I agree. We're gonna come back and we're gonna touch on. We have a lot more to share. Remember to tune in Shop Talk Radio 2020, and that's on YouTube and Instagram. And Simi, have you been doing any singing?
I sure have. Every few days I have an event.
And, nice.
Yeah, my recent one, I don't know if you've seen it, where I sang for an hour straight, and the client wanted me to sing love songs, R&B soul love songs.
Oh, for hours straight? Was it a party or what was it?
Amazing. It was actually following a funeral. So after the funeral, they came to this country club ballroom, and the family came in there, and I was on the microphone, and it was very nice because it was a nice turnout. It was a nice event, and those are the songs I love. So I was excited.
Nice.
Anita Baker, Patty. Oh, okay.
Wow, that's nice. So instead of a DJ, you sang for an hour.
I sang for an hour, and
beautiful.
It was a time where I didn't think I could sing for an hour until a client asked me, and I thought that was a lot. Now I could sing for 2 hours. Like if the money's right and everything, I could sing. I'll take a little break, a little 10-minute break, get some water, get some juice. But I love singing. And
well, tell the people how they can find you. What state are you? Well, just.
Okay. Well, I sing. Well, I'm starting to open it up nationwide. Meaning, if you have a wedding and you'd like a wedding singer, or you'd like me to sing at your cocktail hour, following your ceremony, or even your reception, your first dance, whatever have you, you can Google my name, and the first site that comes up will be my booking page or my website. So my website is wasememusic.com. WAS. I think my name is there, EME, music.com. You can see my bio. You can see where it says to book me. It'll take you to the link. You can just reach out to me that way. You can ask me, I'll work with your budget. I do it all. I'm a very versatile singer, so I can sing gospel. I can sing some country songs. I can sing R&B, soul, disco. I'll work with you as long as the songs are inspirational and about love, because we just need love in this world. I'm just pushing out love.
We do. We need love and care and touch. Let's do that, people. Let's do that as a community, and let's start looking out for each other, because we are all we got. Literally, we are all we got.
Yes.
And until next time, guys, we will be back. We have much, much more to talk about. That's just like a little bit.
We're just, And I try not to get deep, Joni, but it's just so much. But I know we have more episodes, and it's just so much for us to discuss. So we coming back. We coming back. So each time it's going to be more and more. It's going to get deeper and deeper. So again, until next time, thank you for tuning in to Shop Talk Radio 2020. Peace out and love. Bye, buddy. Thank you, Joni.
You're welcome.
Have a great
Take
day.
care.
Are you there?
I am. You're so funny. Stop this. That's funny. Okay, stop recording. Now stop recording. Okay, there it is. Okay, why did this? Oh. Hey, everybody. I might have to block this. Less than 1 minute. Thanks for tuning in.